One nonprofit is taking the phrase girl power to a whole new level. The Hardy Girls is a Maine-based organization supporting and empowering girls and non-binary youth. The organization has been igniting curiosity, promoting critical thinking, building coalitions, and challenging the status quo since 2000 by creating education programs and hosting conferences covering various topics. Hardy Girls Executive Director Adrian Carmack says reaching out to girls at this time in their lives is crucial.
At age, the 5th through 8th grade is really when they're starting to develop their own voice, but also starting to feel a lot of pressure, both from peers, right, and from girls, and also young people are really absorbing societal messages. And so a lot of our curriculum that we use really focuses on let's unpack those gender norms, sexism playing out in middle schools, which absolutely happens. How are you confronting that? And so we have these really rich conversations, and they're really aware of all of these elements that we deal with for our entire lives. And so if we can start having those conversations early, they, I think, build the confidence and the skills to challenge what are some really harmful sort of societal norms we have.
The upcoming Be Boldly You conferences will be held this second week in April in Ellsworth, Waterville, and Portland. Registration will end soon. So for more information on the conferences or the organization, you can go to hghw.org. We'll have much more